Hey, what's going on, guys? This is AndrewChicken, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to talk about Caspian, who has gotten a lot of buffs in the recent Valor's End update. And honestly, I think he went from being basically the worst flank in the game to one of the best flanks in the game overnight. I think they went a little bit far with buffing him, and I want to explain why in today's video, and kind of explain the thought process behind why Caspian was even considered bad in the first place, and why now you're seeing him basically everywhere. I have seen so much Caspian and so much Omen this update, it is ridiculous. And look, there's another Omen. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Caspian got quite a few buffs, and part of them were to his movement, but a lot of them were actually centered around the damage. And the one to his movement ability was actually a really nice buff. What they did is something that we've been asking for literally over a year now, where his movement ability now finally has the ability to carry momentum, instead of forcing him to stop and do that twirl. And it took it from being one of the worst movement abilities in the flank class to a really solid, useful tool for mobility, and he has two of them, so it's actually really good now, and I'm really satisfied with that change. I'm honestly super happy with it, and yeah, it's all in all a great change. But where they jumped the gun is with buffing his damage alongside this movement ability. They did so much to buff his damage this update. First of all, they increase the fire rate buff that his stacks give you. So his stacks now give you 3% fire rate per stack instead of 2%, which is a massive deal. Not only does it buff his raw DPS, but it also buffs the DPS of his ultimate, which just makes it absolutely absurd. And that stacks with the new change that his pistol now only requires 1 ammo to shoot instead of 3, drastically reducing the amount of time you have to reload, and that operates in tandem with measured cadence, now only requiring 2 ammo to fire the mini copy of Rogue's tempo, meaning that it procs on the sword now equally as much as it does on the pistol. When you combine that with the fire rate increase, he is pumping out way too much damage with measured cadence. It is absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to pick this, and I'm going to pick this build. I've been having fun with it recently. It's just a movement-based build. There are a lot of builds you can do for Caspian, but that is the one I've chosen to pick here. We're going to grab some Haven, and we're going to head out. For some reason, it's late Monday when I'm recording this. For some reason, this old maps queue is still in rotation, even though it's meant to be a weekend limited time mode, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. But yeah, let me just head in here, and oh my gosh. It's just ridiculous! Oh my god! That is ridiculous. That poor Shaw never stood a chance, and we just eviscerate both of them. I actually killed the Inara. So yeah, this damage is absolutely bonkers. Hello. It's absolutely insane. And Caspian has pretty much always had really good damage in some form. It's been weaker or stronger throughout the, over a year of his existence now, but he's generally always had really good damage. The problem with Caspian that made him the worst flank in the game for a while was that, well, it was a very similar problem to Skye when she was the worst flank in the game for years. It's that, while he did have good close quarters damage, he did not, as a matter of fact, have good mobility nor good survivability. You either have to have good one or the other, right? You either have to have really good mobility or really good survivability. Or if you have both, that makes you really, really good. Just look at Vatu, who has both, right? Damage reduction and really good mobility. When you have neither, that's when things start to get rough, because at that point you need to have some advantage that's not good mobility or good survivability. You're a glass cannon, and so, you need to be someone like, I don't know, Shaolin, who he doesn't have great survivability, although it certainly has been buffed over the years, and he doesn't have great mobility either, but what he does have is one of the best ranged weapons in the game, and really high, really consistent anti-flank burst. Which obviously doesn't help him out right now. Oh my god! Hold on, can I penta this? Quad? Where's the Strix? Where's the Strix? Oh, he died. No penta for me. But yeah, Shaolin has that to make up for it. Caspian, on the other hand, had absolutely no range. Still has pretty mediocre range. Although, with measured cadence being buffed and the pistol being buffed, he certainly has better range than he previously did. And so the damage wasn't really the problem. It was just that he had no mobility to get in close to consistently deal the damage. He had no survivability to survive while in that close quarters range. And so he also had no range to poke, meaning that he was forced to get in close, but by the time he got in close, he couldn't survive in order to actually do the damage. Now, his movement ability is pretty good. He carries that momentum forward, it makes him a lot slipperier, it allows him to get the jump on people a lot easier, especially when you combine it with these cards. And also the movement speed card, which just recently got buffed in a prior update, which now lasts for 2 seconds instead of 1 second. So now he has all that, but then they went the extra mile and buffed the damage too, and that is the problem that we have run into in this update, where now his damage is way too strong. And he now has the mobility to actually make use of that damage. So I think they jumped the gun with this damage. I think it needs to be toned back a bit. Particularly the fire rate buff, I think, would be a good place to start. Although if you wanted him to still feel slippery with the fire rate, then perhaps what you could do instead is make it so that either you revert the pistol and measured cadence change, or if you want the pistol to only consume 1 ammo, then you make measured cadence require, I don't know, 3 or maybe 4 ammo instead of 2 to proc, which would, you know, lower the amount of procs that you get for this. Because, you know, Caspian is still pretty strong with his other talents. People can still play everywhere at once, or it's got some heft. But he's not quite as strong. It's the sheer fact that you can put out these measured cadence projectiles with such consistency now that has, in part, made his damage as insane as it is in this match. Oh, I might die here. Hold on. Well, I got him. Alright, there we go. But yeah, I think that would be a good way to kind of tone him back. Because I do really like this movement ability change. This is a really good change. This is what we've been asking for a very long time now. He just needs this damage to go a little bit farther down, and then he'll be in a good spot. Because he is now back up to being a ban and pick-worthy character in ranks. I have banned him plenty. I've seen him picked plenty. He is really, really strong, especially when paired with Omen these days. I mean, Omen is just ridiculous. You put these two together, you just have so much burst. But yeah, that's kind of a problem, right? You don't want a character to be a must-ban or a must-pick in ranked. That's an indication that they're way too strong. So, yeah. I'm glad that he's back to being good, but, you know, maybe he's a little bit too good right now. I want him to be in a balanced spot. It kind of reminds me of back when Measured Cadence could still proc all the cards, and he was, you know, once again, a must-pick / must-ban. And then they absolutely gutted that, and he went to the worst flank in the game. So, he's had quite a topsy-turvy lifestyle. But yeah. Hopefully, it'll eventually be fixed. Did she really just wall off my thing? I think that was R&R that just walled it off there. Oh boy. Let's just win this game here. I should also point out, maybe a little bit late into this video, that I am not a good Caspian, by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, I have him at above 50, but I have every character above 50, because, you know, I do this thing where I get every gold skin in the game. I grind out champions exceedingly quickly to level 50 through the power of double or triple XP weekends, and, you know, I just get him up to a high level very, very quickly. But that doesn't mean I actually have, you know, a great amount of experience on him at all. I am a pretty average Caspian, I would say. I'm not great at him. I'm obviously not terrible either. I'm somewhere in between. And I was still able to do that. I went 15-1. Oh my gosh. Our Omen barely held a candle to me. Oh man, that's just ridiculous. So yeah. Caspian is just really, really strong right now. If you enjoyed Caspian and were sad that Caspian became really weak after a bunch of the changes that they did earlier this year, now is a great time to come back to Paladins and enjoy your character once again. Or if you just want to, you know, abuse what's meta right now, then also, yeah, consider giving Caspian a try. But I do fully anticipate that they are going to walk back some of these damage buffs, and it'll be for the best for the character. Some of them, yeah, I think make a little bit of sense. I understand the direction they were going in with trying to give him better ammo efficiency, or trying to make him feel more fluid with the fire rates, but it's just too much. They went a little bit too far with these changes, it's too robust, and needs to be toned back a little bit, but overall, at the end of the day, they're not reverting that movement change, and that movement ability change is really, really nice. I'm so happy to see that. Genuinely, I literally asked for that a year ago, when I made my Here's How I Feel About Caspian After Reaching Level 50 video. And so I'm really happy to see it now finally implemented into the game. But of course, as always, let me know what you think about Caspian in the comment section down below. Am I off base? Is Caspian actually not ridiculously strong? Am I crazy? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, make sure to like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe, and also if you really want to help support this channel, consider checking out many of the things you can find in the description, like the Nexus, where you can buy crystals and support me in the process, or the memberships program, where you can join this channel, you can get a bunch of emotes, and you can also, for $5 and up, get some exclusive wallpapers of your favorite characters, which is really, really nice. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all next time. Peace out.